Hello there, everyone. This is Mr. D coming to you with another Holy Chronicle video. This is going to be verse 21 of Genesis, by the way. And if you haven't marked my subscribe button yet, please do so you can stay on the list of me going through all these verses from the Bible. My objective is to do a video on every verse for the entire Bible. Now, maybe Revelation and some of the other prophecies I may hold off. I am doing videos on private kind of Bible stories that are not just being pretty much followed through the scriptures. This Holy Chronicle is something from me reading the Bible, different Bibles, and making comments. Hope that you enjoy. Please follow. And we're going to do today, I was looking at this Bible. It says it's for teens, NIV, kind of a modernized version. But let's see if it has a little more clarity. Some of those verses that we went through from Genesis 1 to Genesis 20, some of the words were kind of really way out there. So let's see if we can focus into something that you and me, I'm not a pastor, you and me, it can focus into with God's help. Of course, God's help. And we start off with, of course, it says here in verse 21, now the Lord was gracious to Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did for Sarah what he had promised. Remember, he promised it back a couple of chapters ago with Abraham before the Sodom. Well, it continues. Sarah became pregnant and bore a son to Abraham in his old age at the very time God had promised him. Abraham gave the name Isaac to the son Sarah bore him. When his son Isaac was 8 days old, Abraham circumcised him as God commanded him. Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born to him. Oh, I couldn't imagine having a child at 100. I'm here, I'm 72 years old and taking care of that would be hard to start from the beginning. But Abraham, he was looking forward. So was Sarah. Sarah hadn't had a baby, and she wants a baby, and she has a baby now, even though she's kind of old, you know. So Abraham was 100. And let's see here, it was 100 years old. We born him. Sarah said, God has brought me laughter, and everyone who hears about this will laugh with me. And she added, who would have said that Sarah would nurse children? Yet I have borne him a son in his old age. Sarah was really, really pleased to have made her husband happy. Well, this caused some other situations, of course. In chapter 21, you remember Hagar? Hagar had that child, Ishmael. That was Abraham's actual firstborn. But according to the scriptures, that wasn't supposed to be the primary son. Isaac was. But it states here in verse 8, the child grew and was weaned. And on the day Isaac was weaned, Abraham held a great feast. But Sarah saw that the son whom Hagar, the Egyptian, had born to Abraham was mocking him. That means making fun of him. See, this one reads a little bit better. I like it. Okay, I might end up following through with this Bible, even though I have my King James version. Okay. So it continues on verse 11. The matter distressing Abraham greatly because it concerned his son. But God said to him, do not be so distressed about the boy and your slave woman. Listen to whatever Sarah tells you, because it is through Isaac is through Isaac. Light's bad too. It's through Isaac. And I lost my spot. I will make the son of the slave into a nation also, because he is your offspring. So Isaac's supposed to be the primary, but he will make Ishmael into a nation. Early the next morning, Abraham took some food and a skin of water and gave them to Hagar. He set them on her shoulders and then sent her off with the boy. She went on her way and wandered in the desert, of Beersheba. Beersheba. When the water in the skin was gone, she put the boy under a bushes. Then she went off and sat down about a bow shot away. She thought, I cannot watch that boy. And as she sat there, she began to cry. It says here she began to sob. I would imagine being thrown out from your husband into the wilderness with your son. I'd be scared too. But you know, God loves all of us. Through the whole Bible, in the Old Testament, as I work up, you can't see, but God loves us. He's kind of unfirm, but that's what a father's supposed to be. But he loves us. And I think he comes in here and says, God heard the boy crying, and the angel of God called to Hagar from heaven. Well, that was a long ways, all the way from heaven, and said to her, what is the matter, Hagar? Do not be afraid. God has heard the boy crying as he lies there. Lift the boy up and take him by the hand, for I will make him a great nation. So Ishmael has a nation too, being promised to him. Then God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. So she went and filled the skin with water and gave the boy a drink. God was with the boy, and as he grew up, he lived in the desert and became an archer. While he was living in the desert of Paran, his mother got a wife for him from Egypt. So looks like Ishmael, his wife was Egyptian. I don't know what they look like, but I understand that Egyptians were supposed to be very beautiful. But I think all people are beautiful. I just think sometimes we think the other side of the field is greener. So he's marrying somebody from Egypt. The treaty at Beersheba. At that time, Amalek and Phicol, the commanders of his forces, said to Abraham, God is with you in everything you do. Now swear to me here before God that you will not deal falsely for me and my children or my descendants. Show to me and the country where you now reside as the foreigner, the same kindness that I have shown you. So he's looking for kindness, I guess, from Abraham. And Abraham said back, let's see, what verse is this? Verse 24. Abraham responds to Amalek. Amalek again. So, and Abraham complained to Amalek about well water. But Amalek's servants had seized. But Amalek said, I don't know who has done this. You did not tell me, and I heard about it only today. If I remember right, isn't Amalek verse 20 the one that Abraham didn't tell him the facts totally about his wife? Well, now Amalek is kind of coming direct to Abraham, and he's looking for, he's looking to be accepted. So Abraham brought sheep and cattle and gave them to Amalek. And the two men made a treaty. Abraham set apart 7 ewe lambs from the flock. And Amalek asked Abraham, what is the meaning of these 7 ewes lambs who have set apart by themselves? He replied, accept these 7 lambs from my hand as a witness that I dug this well. Well, okay. So that the place was to be called Beersheba, because 2 men swore on oath there. Well, after the treaty had been made at Beersheba, Amalek and Phicol, the commanders of his forces, returned to the land of the Philistines. The Philistines. Is this where the Philistines start to come into the picture? Right now, it doesn't look like they're causing them much trouble, but let's continue on. Abraham planted the tamarisk tree in Beersheba, and there he called on the name of the Lord, the eternal God. And Abraham stayed in the land of the Philistines for a long time. All of these things that happen. It's amazing in the Bible, the stories here. I think as a Christian or a follower of God, how can you not believe that God is in our world to be with us? We're going to continue with chapter 22. I hope to see you there. God and I will be waiting. Take care. This is Mr. D. God bless.